Hello, welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
You guys have made it here again on another Thursday morning.
Sorry we missed you last Thursday.
Yeah.
Life was a little crazy last week.
Yeah, life was a little crazy.
But we're here now.
We are here now. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. This is our Thursday edition of Title Talk, and my name is Drew.
And my name is Amy, and we are Inspired Title, your title company for the ages.
Absolutely.
And in case you don't know where we're at, we are at 11757 Southwest Highway, and we're just here doing some business, having some fun.
Absolutely.
Living our best life.
We are. We're happy that you guys are here joining us today, and we are coming from our studio in our office in Palos Heights, and we're very thankful for that, and we're very thankful for you guys to joining us and paying attention and tuning in every week as you guys do with the loyal fans and listeners.
And as always, if you can't hear us, if the microphone's not working, let us know, because that's a usual occurrence, I feel like.
Yeah, we definitely are building up our audience, and I think we're going to eventually need to have somebody come in here and run this program for us, because obviously it's getting a little bit more above us, and that's what
You're a diva.
Yeah,
Diva mode.
It's interesting. I've never actually been called that. That's
Devo?
kind of fun. That's kind of fun. So why don't we get right into it, Aim?
We should.
As we do, we like to bring you guys a little bit of fun. We like to talk a little bit about us and the company and the things that we do. A nice little segue to that is us getting into you guys knowing a little bit more about us. And Amy and I kind of had a moment behind the scenes this morning to discussing this, and
we're not doing our normal boring title question and answers.
Yeah.
We're doing Drew and Amy questions and answers.
Yeah, we're gonna do question and answers.
He decided that 7 minutes before we went on this, so a ton of time to think about answering and not.
There was a nice little uproar in the office, and they wanted to. They actually wanted to record that.
And they actually wanted to listen to us.
Yeah, and hear that little banter, because it was there was some expletives that were shared between us about what are you thinking? So we're gonna go into our question and answers about Drew and Amy. So let us go with. Do you want to start again, or do you want me to start?
It's your call.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start on this one.
Okay.
All right. So, Amy, what is something that people think about you that is absolutely not true?
I think it's kind of been something I've been dealing with since, not dealing with, that sounds super dramatic, but something that I've kind of been going through since I was a baby. I feel like people always just were under the assumption that everything was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Drew and I had this talk that I said, we were talking, was it yesterday?
A couple days ago. Mm-hmm.
That, we were just talking about it, and, I said, people think that I'm spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came out of my mouth so naturally, because, I grew up in a great house with an awesome brother that, we fought until we were 20, but then we got along really well. And my parents were the most supportive parents that, I could have ever, imagined. And Drew's like, you say spoiled and I say blessed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really weird realization that, no, I have worked hard for everything that I've achieved in my life. And I fight for everything that I have, and I don't think I would change that for a second. So I think people, growing up always thought that it's mommy's girl, it's daddy's girl, she knows that person, so she's gonna get this handed to her. And I got a job when I was 16 because I wanted to get a job when I was 16. I was busy in high school. I danced, I did poms, my parents didn't say get a job, but I'm like, no, it's my responsibility. I want to have a car to drive. So I just think that, and I don't really talk about that, because I just kind of thought it was part of life.
Yeah.
It's just what you do. You grow up, you get a job, you work at a pizza place, you pay all your dues that you have to pay. So one thing I will say is that I do work for everything I have, and I'm 100% happy doing that. So I'm not just one of those people that's handed everything.
And I hope you change your language now to, instead of saying spoiled, you say blessed. Because, like you said, the moment you said that, it was just, we were just having a conversation about something else.
Yeah.
And she dropped that she was spoiled. And I just paused her and said, wow, that's such an interesting concept, that's what you think, that's what you believe. And I said, man, I would view you as blessed because you have all those things and all those opportunities. It's the jealousy of the world. It's just that competitive part of the world that, when people see somebody else doing well or having
Succeeding
something
or
else,
doing something, yeah.
they want that. Well,
Right.
you can get it. You just have to put some time in.
Right.
You have to
And-
put some effort in.
And it's like I said, my brother is so naturally smart,
Mhm.
and so he like kind of got through school doing school. Like I am not. I'm smart, but I'm not his smart. So like I worked for every grade I got.
Yeah.
It was what I did, but I never talked about it. I just did it without
Mhm.
the need of talking about it. So I think that's
And
where
that's great. I mean, I thanks for sharing that because I know that it does take you back to a time when,
Mhm.
maybe it was a little awkward or uncomfortable, but to be vulnerable and share that story, I think that it's good. And it also makes you recognize and realize the truth behind it. And the more you say it, the more you're going to believe it. So we're also a counseling team. Look at this. That's
Thanks,
great.
Court. All right.
So go ahead, give me one.
What do you remember most about your first job? And what
So
was your first job?
My first job when I was 16 years old was...
So you started working at 16 too.
Yeah, building houses. I was working in the construction world, and that was something that my dad, my parents were pretty adamant about. Learn some kind of a trade, so you have a skill. And I was fortunate enough that my dad had known some people that were contractors, and I went and I didn't want to do electricity. Being colorblind, that's not a good thing.
No, thank you.
Didn't want to play in the plumbing world, so obviously I loved carpentry and building things. So that's where again my passion came for
Interesting.
development. So at 16 I started building houses, and if you ask me what I remember the most, the way that they taught you was through hollering, because we were at that time we were building track housing where like most of the houses were the same. So it's just as the garage on the left or as the garage on the right. There were
Right.
3 models. Once you built all of them, you knew how they went together.
Yep.
And I worked there for the summer of when I was 16, and then did the 17. Once I graduated, I worked there a little bit more frequently, and I enjoyed the heck out of it to the point where it taught me a skill. I learned a lot, and I was able to run a crew on my own at a young age, and they're kind of
Right.
going, "What do you know?" And once you were able to show them, again, it's that
Get
whole
it.
age thing.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
This
It is,
kid knows what
100%.
he's doing. So, yeah, that was fun for me. I really enjoyed
That's
it.
it. I didn't. Yeah. And you've stuck around with it for.
I
40
still
years.
have a joy for it.
That's
I really
crazy.
still enjoy, the walking out on a job site and seeing a house go up.
Even at
It's-
16.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin it for you.
No,
Just
not
like
at all.
pizza for me. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it when you're passionate about something. No, I get it. Yeah.
Just like pizza.
Just like pizza.
All right, Amy. Here comes question number 2. Who would you like to meet and spend time talking with?
I have 2. I couldn't.
Okay.
All right. So Martin Luther King Jr.
Really?
Yeah. That time in history is just one of the
Well,
most.
you're a history buff. That's right.
I
okay.
am. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is one of the most mind-boggling times in history
Wow.
that I would just like to sit down and say, like, tell me your life.
Wow, that's a very awesome and interesting answer.
And the other one, probably not so surprising, Tom Petty. So if you don't know me, I know well enough. I am a huge music concert freak. I get that from my mom. So I saw Tom Petty at Wrigley the year before he passed away, and I'm lucky enough to say I got to see him at least 4 times. I saw him in Louisiana. I saw him at United Center at the 4th row. So he's another person I would just like to say, tell me your story. Like, I want to know what the
Interesting.
world through Tom Petty is. So
That's
yeah,
fun.
Martin Luther King Jr. and Tom Petty are my 2 dudes I would have loved to spend some time
Never
with.
ever would have guessed Martin Luther. That's
Really?
That's great. No, I mean but again, I understand your love for history. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Did you have a guess? Did you-
I would have said Dave Matthews.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
I
He
think
was.
that Dave Matthews would have been.
I think I'll meet him at one point in my life.
I'm sure you will. You go to enough of his concerts. I'm
Yeah, I'll meet him at some point. So.
sure. Nice.
All right. What's the weirdest thing you do when you're alone? So I always joke around with my students that like the one thing I love doing is cranking music and singing.
I mean that's what.
Is that-
So there's a time we learned this new song in church called God is Great, God is Good, and cut to loud music, me up on the balcony, just screaming it, and Carol coming home going, the look on her face was, and I was just dancing and
you
singing.
loving every second of it,
And
thinking you were alone.
I might have been just in my underwear, like kind of the Tom Cruise thing.
You were risky business saying God is good.
She could have confirmed. She can confirm that. I don't recall. I do recall singing at the top of my lungs.
Oh, that's funny.
However, yeah.
No, but it's one of those scary things. Like when you don't know. I walked in on Joe yesterday. He was in the kitchen. I had just gotten back from my dance job, and I had just changed. I was walking into the kitchen. He was doing some like stanky like thing, and like doing this. He had to pee really bad while he was thawing steaks out, but he had no idea I was watching him. He was still like he was in his long johns from work,
Okay.
socks up to his legs, like
Great look.
great look. And he was like, you know that potty dance you do? And he's like, I had to wait until the steaks. I was like, good God, man, you heard.
You have no video of this though. See,
I have a video of the twerking cat.
So this is the video stuff that you have to take. So I will tell you a story that is a side note to this that my brother continues to really just bash my kids for not having, and really even Carol for not having a video of this. So we had a Christmas tree, and it was a 14-foot Christmas tree, and we go to bed, and the Christmas tree, we all of a sudden hear the Christmas tree falls in the middle of the night. We come downstairs, and it's just, laying
Ornaments
down
everywhere, like-
and because the needles are everywhere, and I get this thing up, and I'm wrestling with it. It's not standing. I pull it out of the thing,
Stop it.
and I jump up and down. I start pounding it on the floor.
Oh my God.
And I'm shaking.
Why?
I'm out of my mind.
You are seeing red.
I'm out of my mind. I'm absolutely lost myself.
How?
I was hysterically angry about it. And I made enough noise. This is the time, Ryan was still living with us. Ryan comes downstairs, and he's now trying to help me. And everybody's concerned about my
Thank you,
back
Ryan,
because of
because,
my the surgeries and stuff that I have. And I'm fighting this tree and having a fit with this tree. I'm like shaking, and like things are. Everybody's yelling, going, Dad.
Dad, stop,
dude,
relax.
stop. So I get this piece of plywood, and it's big, and I'm gonna screw it to the hardwood floor because I'm that angry. And Brian's like, "What are you doing?" I'm literally getting ready to drive screws in to get this tree up. Lost my mind.
When was that? I mean, that couldn't have been that long. Couple years.
Yeah, it was a handful of years ago. Yeah, it's been more recent than I like to talk about. I literally lost myself. Yeah, that's Carol can tell you the
Happy
story.
holidays from Inspiring Title.
It was awful.
Oh, that's so bad.
It was awful. So yeah, just wanted to kind of give you that. So all right, what else do I got? My turn to ask you. So the last one I have for you is, what are you most passionate about?
I'm going to generalize this with saying I'm passionate about people.
Okay.
And as weird as that, I was thinking, I'm passionate about so many things. I'm passionate about my students at dance. I'm passionate about dance. I'm passionate about construction. I'm passionate about titles. I'm passionate about pugs. I'm passionate about
You
my
do have a lot of
family.
things, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you're
But,
a people
like,
pleaser.
I'm not a people pleaser.
Okay.
I'm a people. I like to be around people, and I like to people's energy feeds me positivity.
Nice. So you were talking about what you're
Yeah, I was
passionate
just blubbering about how I'm passionate about people and the fact that
Yeah.
I like working with people. I like being with people. I like seeing people succeed. I just like people.
That's good.
So
No,
I'm
that's
passionate
good.
about
That's
that.
a good answer.
Because I was going to
Good
say
with that.
just pugs, but
Yeah. No, that answer works.
So yeah. All right, last one for you.
Okay.
What activity? So if you don't know Drew, he runs on like 7 million all the time. Like he's always amped up. He's always fidgety. So is there anything that instantly calms you?
Instantly, no. I think that running was probably my biggest release. Obviously, it's something that
It's
I
crappy that you can't do
I
that
haven't
right now.
done it, yeah, and I
So I think we're on your last question.
yeah. The question that you asked me is, what do I do?
What activity instantly calms you, if any?
Yeah, I'll default to running, but I will also say cooking when you know,
Interesting. You do like cooking.
Yeah, if Carol and I are we kind of plan a meal together and just kind of spend some time in the kitchen and do a little prep work and cooking. So I think that's something
I hope this is
that
working.
we enjoy. It is working. It just popped on there now. So,
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard any of what we said, but the question that Amy had asked me
For the 72nd time.
72nd time, yes, is
We'll pretend like it's the first time.
okay.
Just in
And
case.
go.
Okay, so are you ready for your last question?
I'm ready for my last question.
Okay,
Amy.
what activity,
Activity.
if any,
Okay.
instantly calms you?
Whew. Not being asked that question. So, what activity instantly calms me? Running would be my quick answer because it is something that I truly did enjoy, and obviously running the marathon was
You will
a
again. You will enjoy it one day
really
again.
great experience for me. So that was something that I utilized as a release. But now I think my second item that I would go to would be cooking. As like I said, Carol and I try to.
What's your main dish?
I make a mean spaghetti sauce.
Spaghetti sauce
the
with
kids-
meat, right?
Yeah, the kids are always hankering for dad's spaghetti sauce. So, something that we do in the kitchen, we just kind of, plan a meal together, and we kind of take our roles and go and do different things. So that's kind of like just something I could do that is not, doesn't take any effort.
Yeah, you don't really have to think about it. You just
Right.
kind of do it. And,
Right. And
Yeah.
it's kinda good,
And you get
so-
to enjoy the fruits of labor after it.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy that. So that works pretty okay as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, for
Cooking's
sure.
fun. I'm starting to enjoy it.
It's easy to
Trying
enjoy when you like to eat too. So,
Touche.
If you like to eat, it's all good. So we are going to wrap up our show. We'll do our quote of the day. We always like to leave you guys with a fun quote for the day to carry on into your day, and hopefully it's something that you guys can practice with us. So, Amy, why don't you give them your quote?
Going Robin Williams today.
Robin Williams.
Yes.
Good.
No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world.
So very apropos for what we've been talking about today.
I know.
Very good. Very
right?
well done.
I tried. I
Very
actually
well
tried.
done. I did too.
Okay, good.
So winning is fun, but there are moments when you can touch others. There are moments when you can touch someone's lives in a very positive way that are better. So winning is fun.
It is.
But go touch somebody in a positive way. Go really, encourage somebody who's down. Make that phone call to that person who you're wondering, how they've been. You haven't talked to them in a while.
Shoot that text. Like
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
a big thing. Sorry, you can't take me
Yeah.
seriously with this.
I can't take. Yeah,
I'm
no.
so sorry.
No, no.
There we go. Okay.
But yeah, really, it's now is a really great time to reach out to those of your family and friends that you haven't maybe talked to in a while, and you're wondering how they're doing.
Or that one you had that argument with like 7 Thanksgivings ago, but you can't really remember why. Just forget it. Like reach out. It's a great time to reconnect with that loved
Yeah,
one.
believe me, they're waiting for you. I mean, I the reason we weren't on last week is just I had some a medical occurrence, and I had a friend that just literally stepped in and unbeknownst to me, totally selfless act, came to the office and really just offered support to the team. And he's a friend, but he's a client of ours, and I can't thank him enough for that. I talked to him, and I feel very uncomfortable because he did such a great thing. I mean, he literally didn't have to do that, and he came into the office and knew that I was down and I wasn't going to be here, and that the team may have some questions, and he was there to answer them and be supportive. And I guess you can talk from the team aspect on how that reacted and how that felt. But
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I'm glad you don't need to get out of it. But yeah, no, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, knowing that there's just knowing that there's people in our circle, in his circle, in our workplace that care that much about you and care that much about us. It's a cool thing.
Right.
Because sometimes it's easy to forget the relationships you have with people when you're just going through the daily hustle of life. And it's, oh God, it's this deal with this person again that I just said.
Right
it
on.
doesn't matter because in the grand scheme of things, they're good people that are here for good reasons.
And I think I'm, after this, I'm going to reach out to him and once again, just feel like I want to say thanks because I'm just inspired to do so. So this is our Thursday edition of Title Talk. We are thankful that you guys were able to join us here today.
Sorry about our,
I don't know what happened
technology
with the video and the
things. Yeah, I don't know
technology.
either.
Pretty frustrating.
So I am so sorry about that.
Yeah, hopefully we will get that bug fixed and worked out for our
That's
next
never happened
week
before.
visit. No, it really hasn't.
Weird.
But we will have this up on YouTube. So if you want to, if you've missed
One.
maybe a little part of this, we'll have this up on YouTube in the
Yeah.
next couple days. So please come out to our Inspired YouTube and join and like and share
All fun stuff.
all the things that you do on social media. We thank you guys for joining us here today on Title Talk. My name is Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We are Inspired Title Group, and we thank you guys for joining and listening. Have a great week, everybody. We'll
Stay
see you next
safe.
week. Take care, guys.